shut the window behind her or something. I had a lot of caffeine, so I'm very talkative. I was drinking some coffee, so I'm very talkative right now. So I kind of like make a fast video because, I just need to get the caffeine all out of my system. A lot of big changes happening in my life right now. Okay, so here's the first thing that I realized. I'm basically going to quit Tinder. Done with Tinder. I am absolutely done with Tinder. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna quit Tinder forever. I'm not gonna delete my profile, but I am gonna take my description off of there and my pictures off of there because, well, I had a conversation with my dad, and, I realized that I am not gonna find the person that I need in my life off of Tinder. That on there, it's just not happening. I realized that I need to turn to something else. There's plenty of other dating websites out there. There's plenty of other dating apps out there that could provide better, more quality people for me to be with and to spend my time with. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone on Tinder is bad. I'm not saying that at all. And I am so sympathetic and understanding to those on Tinder that are like me and are actually good people that don't want to, like, take advantage of someone else and that don't want to, like, you know, are not out there to exploit people or have you not. I understand to those of you good people out there who are looking for something good on Tinder, okay? And although I am looking for sex, and I do want to get my virginity broken, here's the main point with me that has really turned me off to Tinder. It's not safe. Because a lot of the guys on there are just creepers, are out there to, you know, make your life complicated and not, like, you know, like, you're literally an object to them. Like, you are literally a fucking object to them. So, I realize, and this is the majority of the people on there, I'm not trying to say, and I do not want to say that everybody on there is like that, but I realize that I am just wasting my time with Tinder. I'm not going to find what I want on Tinder. And I have browsed through the millions of profiles on Tinder. I've looked through it. The dog people the people with dogs might be a little bit different. But I'm not even gonna waste my time and go there to give them a chance because I realize that Tinder is not gonna be for me right now. Because, there's a lot of reasons. Okay. I talked with my dad about everything. And it's a shame that it takes just one bad experience to completely turn you off. And there are nice people on Tinder. There are. And I know that. Are they interested in me? I don't know. I don't think I will ever know. I probably liked about 50 profiles the other day, and only 5 of them bothered to talk to me, probably. I don't know if I liked 50 profiles, but, you know, I liked quite a lot of profiles, and, only a fraction of them took the time out to actually message me. Only one pursued into an actual phone call. And the other one I gave him my number and it fell dead. He did call me. I didn't pick up because I was busy making a video or something. I don't know. It was like, I didn't pick up for whatever reason because I was busy. I missed his phone call. Only one pursued an actual phone call. And I realized that although there was some positives in the conversation, it was still a bad experience. If it was a good experience, I would have hooked up with that person. It would have been a hook. It would have worked out. But I realized that this is not what I want to, this is not what I want in my next relationship. That this is not what I really want. It's like, thanks, but no thanks, you know? I would just say thanks, but no thanks. So anyhow, the reason why I even try to pursue Tinder, because it's the talk of the town. It's the app that everyone's talking about. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody uses it. I know that everyone's kind of on there. But I realize is that when you say everyone, that everyone's on there, you know, a good portion of those people are basically not up to any good. Basically, most of those people on there are not going to benefit me or anyone like me. You know, anyone that's like me, those people are not gonna, the majority of them, yes, a good portion of them, I mean like more than just a handful. And there are good people on there. It's just a shame because there are good people on there. There are good people on there that have good values. There are. But it's just, you get too much crap. The crap is literally, it's cancer. It's like a cancer, man. Literally, there is so much crap on there that it's going to take you years to connect with that one good person. It's going to take so long that you waste your time. So, I'm going to be basically taking what I have up there down. I'm not going to delete my account, though. I'm going to keep my account on there because I told you there was some good people on there. But whether or not they're interested in me doesn't matter until they start showing initiation that they are. Because, yeah, you like the person who seems like that they're for you. You know, and sometimes you think, oh yeah, this guy is so great, and you get on the phone, it's like, click. So, yeah. I know, someone on the radio said that dating is a weird world out there. And this is the real world. I understand. I understand that creepers just come with the territory. I understand. But what I'm looking for is someone to have sex with me and get my virginity broken. Yes. But I'm also looking for someone that has good values. And safety is literally the most important thing in my book. Safety is literally, like, very important to me. Because I am too young to get involved with the wrong crowd. No, not me. Not gonna happen. Because if I do make it out, if I do survive, I'm not gonna be the same. Oh, you know that I'm not gonna be the same. Especially if somebody tries to hurt me, you know I'm not gonna come out of it the same. So, basically, that's what I have to say. And, I mean, luckily I'm smart enough that I actually didn't hook up with the person. Thank God I was smart enough not to fall in that trap. I could have fell in that trap, and I probably wouldn't have made it out the same. I probably wouldn't have been the same. So my dad and I had a little conversation about this. Luckily, I managed to talk to him. There are other things that are going on in our family right now. Some other issues that are very serious issues going on in our family right now. and I'm gonna keep those issues private. And yes, anything that goes on the family does complicate my life. So my life is already complicated and problematic enough as it is. Okay? And this virginity thing has been driving me crazy for, I don't know how long, probably. When it never really started becoming an issue until I was 13 years old. I had these kind of thoughts when I was 12 and 11 that I didn't want to be a virgin anymore, that I wanted to have sex. And then when I was 13, it started to become a huge issue. And it just kind of like carried on throughout my teenage life. And the reason why I haven't had sex already is because I'm not interested in kids my own age. I never was. I never will be. And I was always interested in adults, and I still am. You know, men that are grown up and developed and have already passed puberty and all that shit. I was always like that from the very beginning, the very get-go. You can ask any of my friends. You can read my diaries, okay? And, I mean, you can read my book, because I plan on publishing a book about this, because this was a very serious issue growing up, and I'm still dealing with it. It is still an issue. It still bothers me today. And once upon to be jailbait. That was a very, 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 very problematic. People were emotional leeches, calling me that, labeling me, all this shit. I think I still have problems that I haven't recovered from high school and from all the things I've been through. And all I know is I really don't want to be a virgin anymore. I don't. And I told my dad, you know what? I'm willing to do almost anything for this. And I don't mean that literally, because I don't want to get in an unsafe situation where I'm going to be potentially risking my life with someone who is unsafe. I don't want to get in that situation and take a really, really big risk, because I am too young to take really, really big risks like that. Be taking a huge risk like that, someone who is really unsafe and is only out to hurt me. I don't want to get involved with a guy that I know is only going to try to hurt me. And I don't mean emotionally, like what my ex did. I mean physically, and I mean big, 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 huge people that steal your money, people that steal from you, steal your money, people that are gold digger. Well, I mean, nobody's gonna be a gold digger with me because I'm poor as shit. But I'm just saying, you know, the people that really wanna hurt you on a deep level. Not like what my ex did and lead me on. That's nothing compared to what some of these other people do. Okay, and I know that. All right. So I'm really looking for something good in my life, especially and as far as and my dad said, you know what, at this time in your life, you don't have a ton of options and you kind of have to bite the bullet. But I really, really don't want to wait until I'm in my 20s if I don't have to. I really don't want to if I don't have to, especially when I see other teenagers are out there having sex now. I really, 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 let me say that again, really don't want to wait, especially when I see my peers are out there having a good time. I really, really don't want to have to wait. And the problem is, all along, what I've kind of wanted, my expectations, I guess, of what I wanted or whatever, this thing that I have in mind, what I envision is unreal, and it's not exactly, what do you call it? Like, it's a situation that commonly ends up bad. It doesn't really, so what I want is kind of, I don't think it's not so much unrealistic, but it's more so no matter what, I'm going to be taking a huge risk. I am not so much concerned about if somebody wants to hurt me emotionally than somebody hurting me physically. Guys that are violent. Guys that want to, kind of tie you down and set boundaries. And I don't like the manipulators here who like to call the shots and shit. I don't like that either. So, I think I'm really starting to take charge of my own life here and what I want out of this, because, you know, I think I'm really starting to grow up and stand on my own 2 feet. You know, because when I was younger, I mean, I did not have on my shoulders that I have now. That's for sure. I have a lot better head on my shoulders than I had now on my when I was 13. I actually have a head on my shoulder. I'm not like some bimbo, okay? So, like, you know, I really, really don't want to have to wait until I'm in my 20s. But if I have no choice, then I guess that's just going to be the way it is. And the reason why I say that is because the bars will not let you in. And a lot of times, the bars is where people meet. And I know clubs that are on meetup.com do bars that I can't go into. And there's even dating websites that are over 21. So that makes my objective just that much more difficult, to the point where I might not even realistically reach this before I turn 21. I might not even realistically be able to reach it, and that sucks. If it happens when I'm 20, it happens when I'm 20. But it's like, do I really have to wait 21 to drink and have sex? Because I just so happen to be able to find a decent guy. Okay. Let's get a hold of ourselves here. Okay, that's an extreme. That's the extreme example. Okay, that's an extreme example. And the reason why I say that is, for the most part, if people are single, they're gonna be on a dating website. They're gonna join to use whatever resources they can to the fullest potential to find someone out there that's going to be right for them. People are going to utilize the fullest potential of what's out there. And I know it's a shame that websites like meetup.com have their dating clubs, and pretty much I can't join them because they go to bars and I'm not 21, and all their meetups are literally at places that are 21 and up places. I mean, I will see them sometimes, and they will meet at a place. It's occasionally 18 and up, but like only once out of all the listings that they have for bar. You know, 1 or 2 places in the entire list of, yeah. Okay? My options are no doubt lessened by the fact that I'm not 21. And that's really sad. Okay? That's really sad. Like, that's sad. Okay? That is sad. But what I'm basically trying to say, that if I don't have any hope in reaching my goal, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna, you know, I can't isolate myself from people. I can't isolate myself from, you know, just I mean, having affection is a basic human need. Come on. I mean, I know my mom hugs me all the time, but I was complaining that I also need companionship. I know that I'm really desperate, and I know I'm coming off real desperate. And that's the reality, so get used to it. And don't judge me either, because I am desperate, okay? But I'm not so desperate that I'm gonna get in a situation where it could put to bad and go that way quick. I don't want to be the next headline. Don't want that. Want that, okay? I'm too smart for that, man. And it's really hard being a woman because you have, like, hardly any protection. Guys can bang more chicks because they can protect themselves better than the women can. So that's why most guys will have more sex than we do. For the most part. And I told my dad that I'm really depressed, and I told him just how depressed I really am. Because I am really, really, really saddened. And really, 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 like, jealous in a sense. I mean, I'm not so jealous to the point where I'm gonna, like, just blow up on you. I'm not that type of jealous person. But I get sad. I get depressed. I get pretty intense, okay? Pretty, like, you know, I get pretty emotional when I hear other people are having sex and that I'm not, okay? And I hear it all the time. This has been something I've been growing up with all the time. Every day, all the time, everywhere I go. People are having sex and I'm not. Everywhere I go, it's the same fucking thing. You know, especially on the radio, I hear it a lot. Or, I mean, on TV, yeah, well, that's a different thing. But, you know, like, I idolize a lot of rock stars and stuff like that. I know that they're having more sex than I do. Especially married couples are having, not all married couples, but a lot of newlywed couples, people that are engaged and all that, having a lot more sex than I am right now. Some people have sex every day. Okay? And I hear that over and over and over again. You think that doesn't get to me and weigh down on me and make me feel inadequate? See, what I'm trying to say, guys, is, like, I don't want to be one of these people that are doomed. You know, doomed not to have sex ever until marriage or all eternity, to never have sex. It's just your fate, your destiny, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that are doomed. Okay. Yes, I do have a lot of fears about getting pregnant and all that shit. I just installed an app called Glow today that tracks your ovulation cycle, and I've been tracking my periods since last month. And I know all the stuff about what the signs are on the ovulation, the basal body thermometer, something like that, the BBT thing, I don't know what it is, the body thermometer, I gotta go out and get that, okay, I don't want to get too graphic with it, but I know all about that. I've been researching that. I know when you're fertile. I know about the egg. I'm educated, okay? I'm educated a little bit here. And I'm trying to educate myself because the last thing I want to do is get pregnant the first time or get an STD. And I also want the guy to get tested. So I kind of have those expectations. And realistically, most guys do not give a damn about safety, having safe sex. To them, just a condom is enough, and they're not aware that if they have an STD, especially AIDS, that, like, supposedly can go through the condom or something like that. Condoms don't protect against AIDS or something like that. Most guys will not go out and get tested before having sex with a new woman. They just want to bang and get it over with. And some women think that they're doing enough not to catch an STD, or I don't know. They're seeing that, I mean, some people have enough money to see a gynecologist regularly. I don't. I mean, I probably do want to see a gynecologist after the first time I do have sex, just to double check. But I mean, if my guy gets tested and results come out, And I know that he's not banging any other woman before he bangs me after the test, because if you bang someone else after the test, that someone else could infect you, but, all that. Alright. I made my point. Okay? And a lot of other teenagers out there have already had sex because they're not like me, and they're not, they're okay with having someone their own age or someone close to their age, and they're not like me and interested in someone older. The only reason why I'm interested in someone older is because I've always been attracted to older adults all my life, and I couldn't help it from the get-go, from the beginning. Adults, being attracted to adults, someone who's already been through puberty, already fully developed, fully grown, whatever, however the hell you want to describe it, beyond just someone who's young, beyond that, that's what I mean, I'm not really interested in young men just in general. Occasionally, every once in a while, you will get somebody who does look sexy that is young, and that's rare for me because I'm mostly interested in older guys. And when I say rare, occasionally somebody who's young, that person is usually well into their 20s, and for me, that's even rare. So I have this fetish, this attraction, this flame that it's not really practical at all. And I know that. And it makes my life hard. So I've been trying to be flexible. I've been trying to be flexible, trying to look for people in their 30s, late 20s. Yeah, I'll let some of those people in there too. But I've been trying to be flexible with it, and it's hard. It's hard because I've been dealing with this literally since puberty, having this affinity for people who are older. I've been dealing with this for 10 years. So it's hard. It isn't easy, and it's also the reason why I'm still a virgin. I know it is. I know that that's also another reason why I'm in this situation, why I'm still a virgin. I know that is a reason why. I know that. When I think about that, it kind of makes me feel better in a sense, because in my mind, I have a good story to back up being a virgin. I have a good story. That it's not just because I don't want sex. And a lot of people, when they hear you're a virgin, they immediately think, oh, that person's not sexual, or they're not interested in sex, because they would have been that. It's like, oh my gosh, fuck you. That's not the reason why I'm a virgin. Fuck you, man, for thinking that. It's not cool that people think that. People just assume that, and that's not the reason why. In fact, I am stuck now as we speak. I really actually want to have sex. But with somebody that is not going to take advantage of me in a bad way, that is not going to hurt me physically, and somebody who's actually going to go through with their commitment to have sex with me, not lead me on. That's also what it's about. And it's not that I don't want to have sex. In fact, I would literally jump for joy if I could have sex right now and not get pregnant and not get an STD. See, that's another reason why. So it is one of the most painful things to live with. I'll tell you that right now. And usually you don't get accepted by people that have had a lot of sex and really are egotistical about it. You really don't get accepted by a lot of those people. And it's really hard to tell guys that too. You're a virgin. That is so hard to tell guys that. So you don't know what the hell I've been through. being a virgin. Like, you don't know what I've been through. Like, I've been through, like, I know you're thinking in your mind right now, you're thinking, oh my god, why is she talking about this? Oh my god, she's a drama. No. You don't know what it's like. Especially if you're one of those guys that had sex right away at 13 or 15 or what. You don't know what it's like. And probably by the time you were a virgin, it was more socially acceptable in your time to be a virgin anyways. I'm growing up in a time where that's not so much the norm and socially acceptable anymore as it used to be. Okay? Just know that. Time you were growing up and you were a virgin, it was probably different for you. And probably at the time you were a virgin, it was probably okay. You know? And it was probably the norm, you know? And then you have sex at like 16, 17, 18, whatever age you did. And then you were over with and on with it. And you didn't give it another thought anymore, right? Some people can't even remember when they were a virgin. You know? Some people have sex as young as 9. Can't even remember when you were a virgin for some people. You know? So, like, I'm just saying, if you don't hear me, if you don't hear my cries, if you don't hear me, if you don't feel my pain, you need to really, like, you know, first of all, don't waste your time watching the rest of the video because you won't understand it. And, you know, all I could say is just please, like, I know I just put my hand in my nose. Whatever, I'm trying to adjust my glasses here. Okay, everyone has a disgusting side. Everyone has flaws. Everyone is a gross, dirty human, right? We're humans, alright? Whatever. But, you know, if you don't get it, you know, all I could say to you is just imagine what it would be like if you had to wait like 10 more years to have sex. Not even 10 more years. If you had to wait 5 more years. If you had sex when you were a teenager, imagine if you had to wait a really long time. I've been wanting to have sex since I was like 11, okay? So, or 10, maybe even 10. I've been wanting to have sex like, maybe it was even earlier than that. I don't know, but the desire really peaked at 13 and, you know where that went, right? Down the crap, or that didn't go anywhere. I was a loose cannon back, okay? I'm just saying that some of you are probably not going to get this. Alright. One day it'll be over, you know, and I'm not trying to fall in love. I'm not even trying to find love. I'm not trying to find Mr. Right, but you could say in a sense, oh, she's trying to find a guy that has good values. That's Mr. Right. Whatever your interpretation of that is, okay? I'm open-minded. I'm not gonna, like, reject your interpretation. I'm not gonna, put down anyone's opinions, okay? But, alright. You can understand, you know, first one to break my virginity, why I would want somebody that values safety and just someone decent that is not gonna, like, be out to really, yeah, I just don't want someone to use me more than anything. And there are guys that are decent, that are nice, and that will not use you. And you know what? A lot of people in the rock community are nice people too. I'm very active with the rock and roll community, especially with like Motley Crue fan pages and all that shit. I know right now you're probably laughing your ass off, but really, I'm really active in the rock community, and I know a lot of people from the music community are actually nice human beings. I know that there are nice people out there, so why would I get sucked up with somebody who just wants to use me? I mean, my God, Really? Really? Like, ugh. I mean, my number one priority in the end is not getting an STD and not getting pregnant. It's not about, oh, I love you so much. It's not about the flowers. It's not about, oh, I love you. It's not about any of that shit. Not about that. Okay? So I'm done with my little rant on that. I'm just gonna drop it. I got other stuff to do tonight. The whole night's going by, and I got, probably 3 more hours of homework to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna move on from that. Okay, so I was ranting about Tinder earlier, and I had a conversation with my dad, and that Tinder is, for me, a waste of time, because I'm not gonna get what I want off of there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I've always had this plan to join other websites. I just haven't really gone anywhere with it because I've always thought Tinder is where it's at. And Tinder is where it's at. But it's not. It's not you get it. But anyhow, there's other websites. I know, all dating websites are gonna have their creepy crawlers. I get it. All of them. And I know my ex told me about Match.com that a lot of guys are on there just to have sex. That one doesn't really connect with me because I want to have sex too, but I guess what they're basically saying, if they're just out there to have sex, that they just want sex, basically is trying to say, yes, they are going to use you. Yes, they are going to give you an STD. Yes, they are not going to get tested. Yes, they don't have good values. Yes, they may harm you. I guess that's just a subtle way that people try to say that. But, I mean, you could say that in, for someone like me, I don't need anything long-term. I don't need flowers. I don't need anything long-term. I don't need someone to love me. I'm not looking for that right now. So, I don't know if I really get that when people say that, but I don't want someone to harm me. I don't want somebody to give me an STD. I don't want to get pregnant. I don't need someone to love me. I don't need flowers. Take it or leave. I think that's very reasonable. Everyone has expectations. I guess I have them too, but I think that's very reasonable, okay? I think I'm being very reasonable. So anyhow, my dad told me that basically what I have for the most part is church and school. It's online. I understand that. And I've always made this assumption about religious people and people that go to church that they're not going to even have sex with me. That they're not going to go to third base. And my dad said, wait a minute, whoa there, what are you talking about? You don't know that. I was like, really? So you're telling me that people that go to church do have sex? And he's like, yeah, some of them do. Just because they go to church doesn't mean they don't have sex. I was like, because I was raised Catholic too, as well. I have a friend that was raised Catholic, and he talks about it all the time. He was raised more Catholic than I was raised, but I was raised Catholic too. I didn't tell him this yet, but I was also raised Catholic by my mom. My mom, raised me under some Catholic traditions, and I got confirmed in the Catholic Church. And basically one of the main teachings is that if you have sex before marriage, that it's a sin. So I've always assumed that, churchgoers, they're not for me because they're not going to break my virginity. And my dad told me I'm wrong. Now, hearing it from my dad is news to me. Hearing it from, because I just made this stereotype, this assumption. It's like, oh, you're Christian. You don't have sex. Oh, you're Catholic. You don't have sex. And my dad told me that that's not necessarily true. And I'm not a very religious person either, because to be honest with you, I just found after all that I went through that it wasn't for me. And I do have a friend who is religious, and he's cool. And I'm not gonna do that where I blow everybody's business up. But I had this assumption all along that, those people, it's not good enough for me, that's, and actually, the other thing that I was doing, Tinder, was the thing that was really a waste of my time. And I think, for the most part, my stereotype about people who go to church, don't have sex, or whatever, the stereotype that I made, to some degree, I may be right. But not entirely. That's what my dad was trying to say. Is be more open-minded. Because I was approaching this being so closed-minded. But really what brings me to is Christian Mingle. There are dating websites like Christian Mingle that are based on religion. There's a lot of religious dating websites like Christian Mingle. And I know that people on Christian Mingle would be better than the people on Tinder. I know that. And I made this assumption, they're not going to have sex with me. It's like, well, wait a minute. If you like sex, who's to say that they're not going to have sex or not going to like sex? And they may have good values like me. And they may also value safety like me. They might have family values too, and I might be able to relate to that. And they're not just going to use me. I can't say that about everybody, like I said. But what my dad basically got me to realize is that why spend your time with something like Tinder, where people have experiences on there, and be more productive and put your time and effort somewhere else. It's like, that really opened up the door. A light bulb went on. I was like, wait a minute, because I've had a bad experience on Tinder already. And this is my first time trying to find a potential hookup that already went bad. It's like, wait a minute, what am I doing? So I really kind of let go of these preconceived notions that I had, these judgments that I had that people who, ultra-religious people aren't, but there is a majority, I don't know a majority, but there's a handful out there that aren't ultra-religious that will have sex with me, that aren't ultra religious, and they may so happen to have, there may be people that are not that religious on religious dating sites, someone like me that is trying to find someone with good values, I also heard this advertisement one time on TV. I wrote the website down. It was called itsjustlunch.com, and it was basically their tagline was, "Are you tired of online dating?" And they said, you will go on date, all this stuff. It's called itsjustlunch.com. I haven't pursued it yet. I saw this advertisement earlier this year, so it was months ago. It was in January, February-ish. I don't know if they're a paid service. I hate the ones that make you pay. And my dad said that he has done the paid services once, and that it's mostly just people out there looking for Mr. Right, and he was very disappointed in the end. And you want to do free if you can. If I am so frustrated
All other options are gone. I will do paid if I'm that frustrated, but I really want to use that as a last resort. So, I know Match.com's another one. Is it the Tinder? I'll find out. And there's eHarmony. The reason why I've been staying away from eHarmony is because, based on all the advertisements and all the things I've picked up on, people are on there to find love or to get married. I'm not really out there to find love or to get married. You know, I just want to find the right person, break my virginity, but it kind of all equates to finding love. I don't mind finding love. It's okay. I'm alright with it. I'm alright. But that usually means commitment. Full commitment. Monogamy. Oh, there's other stuff. So, it usually falls under all that whole umbrella, but whatever. Finding love is finding love, you know? I gotta be more open-minded. Or else I'll never succeed on time, you know. Within the amount of time I'm doing, if I want to reach this goal between 2016 and 2017 time frame, I have to have an open mind. You know? I really do. And if that takes doing things that really don't interest me and doing things that I really don't want to do, then that's what it takes. You know? But I do think that if I go on a website like Christian Mingle, I am going to find somebody with better values. And someone who really values safety is what I'm really trying to hit on. Someone who values safety, that knows how to use a condom, who's going to get tested, somebody who really is aware of that, aware of themselves. You know? So all those websites that I had, like, all these thoughts about them, that, oh, they're no good, they're not good enough, I'm gonna try to sign up for as many as I can. Ones that are religious, I mean, if they say straight away, like, if somebody's telling me that it's not right for me, that they're basically abstinence websites, that they preach abstinence because in the Catholic religion, it is a sin to have sex before marriage. And right away, if I see a banner about that or any kind of signals I get that they're preaching abstinence, then, because that's not what I'm looking for. But I'm just frustrated with what I'm seeing so far. I really want to find something better. You know? And there probably are things on Meetup that are like dating communities that probably will let me in, being 18, that don't go to bars, that are based on religion, you know, and if they say abstinence until marriage or whatever, they sing about abstinence or they have whatever it is, okay? I don't want to get into specifics here, but if I get any kind of signal that it's not right for me, if anything makes me feel uncomfortable, if anything makes me feel like they're not open-minded enough, that they're narrow-minded or closed-minded or really ultra-religious to the point where I kind of like get cold feet, or at a point where I kind of get stiff, or I feel on edge, like maybe to the point where I wouldn't feel welcome, then I'm obviously not going to give them my business. Obviously. So, I have a much different perspective on this now that I've had some experience with Tinder. That I have a different perspective on this now. And hopefully I will find the right person to break my virginity so I can just get over this. And move on with my life. And live my life and move on. and not have to think about this and not have to talk about it and just not have to be depressed, to be happy and just not to be depressed about it, not get jealous over people because they have more sex than me or that they have a better sex life than I do. It's mostly because they're older than me. They've had more time to find their sweethearts, their babe, their main squeeze, whoever it is. Their boyfriend, girlfriend, hubby, wife, whatever. They have had more time than me, mostly because of the age gap that I have. I'm 19, they're older, they've had more time than me. I never get that, because immediately I just start turning it around on myself. I'm like, no, wait a minute, I haven't had no sex that you do. It's like, immediately I just start getting emotional and just getting hysterical and just, that's like my first gut reaction. No, I don't sit there and don't think I'm one of these people that will sit there and literally listen, have their ear next to the radio just to go into a crying episode. I'm not one of those people. I don't have random crying episodes, okay? I don't randomly get sad, but I'm talking about after an accumulation of going out and hearing it over and over and over again, and maybe one night I'll have a nightmare about it. Or I'll be emotional about something else. I'll be crying and I'll think about it. It's after it's been accumulating in my head, it has to build up and build up and build up. You can't just tell me one thing and then have me break down into tears completely. Well, sometimes that does happen, but it's very rare. It does happen sometimes, yes. I'm not saying that it can't happen. But I'm just saying, I'm not one of these people that will literally listen to the radio or watch TV or go out and hang out with other people. I'm not one of these people that just have random crying episodes. I want to make that clear. I'm not that emotional. I'm not going to have a random crying episode just because I hear something that makes me feel jealous or mad or sad, or just because I hear something that upsets me. I'm not going to have a random crying episode. I do have a thicker skin than that. Okay? But it will get to me after a while. It'll build up to a certain point and I'll break down. Okay? So, I would hope and I would pray that I am going to be strong and persevere through this and outlive this fucking struggle. And that I am going to find a great man that is gonna, be there for me. And I don't even care if it's just a one night stand. If it's more than that, fine, I'm fine with that. It would be great. As a matter of fact, that would be wonderful. But you just have something's better than nothing. And I do have my values. I do value safety, okay? No, I don't really value monogamy. For the most part, I don't. I value safety more. And I also value somebody who is not gonna use me or try to harm me or try to, entrap me. And, I don't like people who are manipulative and controlling and I don't like it when the man has the upper hand and the whole male dominance thing. I'm really just not down for it in general. Okay, if you want to do that, then fuck off, because I don't even want to be with you. You're gonna be like that, and you're gonna try to, use me for your, whatever, beyond just, if you're gonna use me beyond just sexual satisfaction and really make a puppet out of me and just, and also, I hate it when guys want to do stuff with me that I'm not uncomfortable with either. I hate that. I fucking hate that, man. Alright? And if you want to establish these unreasonable boundaries with me, and have all these fucking rules that are unreasonable, you know? My dad gave me an analogy that this one guy off of Tinder was like a spider, like the creeping spider, and wanted to entangle me in his spider web. If you're like that, then fuck off. I want nothing to do with you. Because I've already been in that kind of relationship once. I know what it's like. And if you're gonna leave me on, fuck off. Because I don't wanna be a part of that. I don't wanna be involved in that, you know? Oh yeah, you're gonna tell me, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck you and it's gonna be really great and this da 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 da. And then you don't do it. And then you keep putting it off and putting it off and it's, well, in the future. And what I really hated about my ex is he told me, oh, you're not experienced enough. Fuck off then. If I'm not good enough for you, because I'm not experienced enough, fuck off. I want nothing to do with you then. That's not good. It's not my fault. It's not my fault either. That's a real cut, because that's so disrespectful. Because that's not my fault. And who says that I can't suck your cock better than the girl who is experienced? It's like says that I can't, who says that I can't have great oral sex with you? Just because I'm not, where did you get that idea? That, oh yeah, the sex is not gonna, it's like, oh yeah, oh, she's not going to make me feel good, and, oh, it's like, I mean, I do get it to some degree, because you think an experienced woman is gonna throw some mood on you, or tell you something that's gonna really get you off, or something. Oh guys, we all want to get off, okay? That's women too. We all want to get off in the end. I get it, okay? That doesn't mean that I can't show you a good time, even though I'm experienced, just like the experienced woman would. Doesn't mean that I can't show you a good time. Just because I'm inexperienced doesn't mean I can't show you a good time. Doesn't mean that you have to diss me too, and cut me down for it, and tell me that I'm not good enough. Well, fuck you. Don't do that. Alright? Really had it with these guys, man. Really, really had it, okay? I've been involved with a lot of guys, believe it or not, and I've never touched one of them. Turned a lot of guys on, gotten a lot of guys hard, never touched one of them, okay? I've never gave anyone oral sex. I've never had sex with anyone, that's why I'm a virgin, never touched anyone. But I am capable of turning a guy on, and I've had made guys, I did, my ex, I probably made him come too, just by what I can turn a guy on. I'm well capable of that. And I know that I've had that, ability for a long time, okay? Because something I've been doing for a long time here, okay? And it's nothing new to me, but you get it. I get it. I'm clearly frustrated, clearly frustrated, and my ex, to be honest, if you would have been, I know I shouldn't be saying this, right? But I would have been just fine if I would have had sex with him. It would have been fine. And I shouldn't be saying that because he's my ex. I know. It just goes to show how much I'm really in need of a new guy in my life, something new. I don't want to say I need help because then it's going to look like I'm really messed up. But it goes to show how I guess unlucky, and just how, see what it can turn into, just how yucky this whole thing is. It's a mess. It's a mess. It really is. It's nothing but a big fat goddamn mess. It's a mess. Just goes to show you how much of a fucking mess this is. Okay? I was looking at 9 o'clock at night. I still have like 3 hours of work to do. I got a lot of views. Okay, my phone is at 41%. I'm done. But I'm gonna keep logging my progress all throughout the summer, all the way until I do reach my goal and get my virginity broken. I'm gonna keep logging my progresses and keep a video diary here. I'm gonna keep vlogging. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep logging this. I'm gonna keep going because I feel maybe it's a good resource for others to learn, and it's just a whole interesting story that's brewing up here that maybe I can share with others one day, you know. And I am a musician, and I am an author. If I ever do make it, maybe one day this will be more relevant. Maybe one day people will want to know my bio. Maybe people would want to know the kind of stuff I've been through. Maybe people would maybe one day people will care, I don't know, maybe this will matter one day, I don't know. I mean, you just never know, you just never know. I mean, I may be one of these people that, go on to be, somebody important, I may want to be one of these people who go on to be somebody important. I'm not saying that I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I am. Because there's a lot of people out there in this world. But I may go on one day to be somebody important. And then this might just be a little bit more relevant. Then somebody may take this and rediscover my videos, and one day I might get discovered, and somebody might discover me as a YouTuber. Somebody one day may discover me and discover this and really do something bigger with it and really turn it into something big. Maybe somebody will write a book about me. So much for writing a book about myself. Somebody may decide to take that and write a book about me, and it may become a big seller. And then my book will be more successful. And then, I'm just saying, the chances are not very high. It's kind of slight, but I may not go on to be very important. I may not go on to be important enough, but I may go on to be a little bit more important. That's all I'm saying. I may be I'm not saying that I want to get famous, but I might be like semi-famous, one of these people that are a little bit well-known, but not too well-known. I might be one of those. Who knows? So that's why I make these videos, and I also just do it as like a sort of a therapy method. It's called catharsis method to alleviate stress. I have the hiccups. It's just somewhere to talk about my problems, and just a way of talking about my problems, just venting off steam and letting it out, not keeping it all inside. A lot of people wouldn't want to share their private lives with the world. A lot of people wouldn't want to share the stuff I share with the entire world. But hey, if somebody else can benefit from it, then, that would be a really good thing.